The PlayStation 4 has an absolutely loaded 2016 lineup, and in this video we showcase the top 10 upcoming PS4 exclusives of 2016. Number 10 is Matterfall, developed by Housemarque Studios. In Matterfall, you follow an unexpected hero as you fight for survival in a ravished sci-fi world infected by mysterious and deadly alien material known as smart matter. The game touts over-the-top action and addictive lightning-fast arcade gameplay. Sounds a lot like Vanquish. Outside of that, we don't know much, but the game is being developed by Housemarque, which is one of the most underappreciated development studios in the world right now. Housemarque are the developers behind Super Stardust HD, Dead Nation, and Resogun, three of the best arcade titles on the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. This time around with Matterfall, Housemarque looks to be developing more of a big budget title, and we can't wait for it. Even though we don't know much, the track record of Housemarque and the stylistic CG trailer are enough to put this as number 10. Number 9 is the latest entry to the long-running fighting game series by Capcom, Street Fighter V. Street Fighter V is releasing on the PlayStation 4 and PC, so it's not a full PlayStation 4 exclusive, but it is console exclusive. The game is running on the Unreal Engine 4, so expect some fantastic visuals, and probably the best thing about Street Fighter V is the fact that it's actually going to feature cross-play between PS4 players and PC players. The main game is going to feature 16 characters at launch, 4 of whom are completely new to the Street Fighter series, and then 6 additional characters will be released post-launch, probably via DLC. Not too long of a wait left for Street Fighter V as it releases on February 16th, 2016. Number 8, Nier Automata, being published by Square Enix and developed by Platinum Games. Platinum Games are obviously famous for Bayonetta, the upcoming Scalebound, and Vanquish. While Nier Automata does take place in the Nier universe, and the game is expected to contain the spirit of the original Nier title, the game is its own standalone action RPG and you can enjoy the game without ever playing Nier. But expect great music, a great art style, and this time around with Platinum Games developing the game, expect some great fast-paced action gameplay. The game has only recently been announced, so we don't know too much, but we do know that currently it is scheduled for a 2016 release, and hopefully Platinum and Square Enix can nail that release without any delays because this game looks awesome. But for now, we'll just have to be hopeful that the busy Platinum Games can deliver with Nier Automata in 2016. Number 7 is the latest entry into arguably Sony's biggest franchise, Gran Turismo Sport. Gran Turismo Sport is the latest from Polyphony Digital in the famed Gran Turismo series, and while it's not Gran Turismo 7, it's its own standalone separate entry. And what Sony looks to do with Gran Turismo Sport is actually make it a competitive game with esports and real prizes on the line, hence the title of Gran Turismo Sport. But quite possibly the coolest thing about GT Sport is the fact that it's gonna have PlayStation VR support. Not many of us common gamer know how PlayStation VR is gonna do, if it's actually gonna be an enjoyable experience, but Gran Turismo is one of those games that you would expect PlayStation VR to work amazingly with. But we shall see if Sony and Polyphony Digital can deliver with GT Sport running on PSVR. The game is currently scheduled for a release date sometime in 2016, although an exact date is not yet known. Number 6 is a game that's been in development for a very long time by Hello Games. It's No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is releasing on the PlayStation 4 and PC, so once again, it's not fully a PlayStation 4 exclusive, but it is console exclusive just like Street Fighter V. No Man's Sky is a very ambitious game from Hello Games, which is a team of 5 people. The game was originally announced back in December of 2013, and currently it's planned for a release in June of 2016. No Man's Sky is a first-person open universe survival game. Yeah, it's not open world, it's open universe. The game consistently has procedurally generated worlds that you can explore, and the goal of the game is to get to the absolute center of No Man's Sky's galaxy. The galaxy in No Man's Sky includes stars, planets, life forms, ecosystems, and much more. These are all created through random procedural generation and the use of different algorithms. It's very ambitious, and you have to give your hats off to Hello Games, a team of 5 people, for pulling something like this off, or attempting to do so, because we don't know if this will actually work. We'll have to wait until June 2016 to figure out for ourselves, and there are rumors right now that No Man's Sky is going to have PlayStation VR support, and that's going to be announced at PSX later this year. Whether that ends up true or not is still to be seen, but if No Man's Sky did end up with PlayStation VR support, that could create a whole new level of immersion for the game. But still take that with a grain of salt because that is not confirmed yet. But what is confirmed is the fact that you get to play No Man's Sky in June of next year. Number 5 is the Ratchet & Clank reboot by Insomniac. Ratchet & Clank has been a series that's been dormant for a little while now. We have gotten some spin-off Ratchet & Clank titles that didn't play like the original traditional platforming games, but finally in 2016 we are gonna get the original Ratchet & Clank game, the very first one, completely remade. This isn't like your typical HD remaster. No, this game is being built ground up for the PlayStation 4. It's a complete reimagining of the very first game. And the game is supposed to release alongside the film in spring of 2016. Expect the game to look gorgeous, and I know this is said all the time, the Ratchet & Clank game on the PlayStation 4 may very well look like a Pixar movie in the form of a playable video game. And hopefully this new Ratchet & Clank game is a huge success. Hopefully the film is a success so we can see more games on the PS4 PS4 in the Ratchet & Clank series. Hope you do your part and pick up this game when it releases in spring of 2016. Number 4 is a game that's been in development for nearly a decade. It's The Last Guardian by Sony Japan Studio. The Last Guardian is being developed by the same people who created the critically acclaimed Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. The game looks to be a very artistic puzzle platformer in where you play a young boy who befriends a giant bird, dog, cat hybrid creature. We don't really know what to call it. If it's anything like Ico or Shadow of the Colossus, the game will be an absolute hit. But be warned that based on the tone and games like Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, The Last Guardian is probably going to have a very sad ending, and you could probably piece together on what's going to happen. But still, hopefully the journey will be well worth it. Hopefully The Last Guardian will finally see the light of day in 2016, and that is when it's scheduled to release. But at this point, since how long the game's been in development, we'll believe it when we finally see it on store shelves. Number 3 is Persona 5 being developed by Atlus. Persona 5 being listed as number 3 might surprise a lot of people, but the people that have actually played Persona know how awesome of a game it is. With the release of Persona 4 and Persona 3 on the PlayStation 2, Persona 4 Golden on the PS Vita, people finally seem to be realizing how awesome of a series Persona is. And now we are finally going to get a new release in the Persona series in 2016. The last mainline entry in the Persona series was back in 2008. 8 years have passed since then, and Persona 5 is releasing in 2016. The game was originally scheduled for release in 2015, but unfortunately Atlus could not meet that release date. Also, keep in mind that to play the Persona games, you don't have to play any of the previous Persona games. They can all be played as their own standalone experiences. But all of the games do share the same themes, gameplay mechanics, the social aspects, and the fact that you have to collect these personas or monsters to fight alongside you. But that's really all that's similar. You can still enjoy the games without playing Persona 4. You can play Persona 5 no problem. And now that this game is being released on the PS3 and the PS4 opposed to the PS2 where Persona 4 was on, Persona 5 finally looks like it's entering into the modern world. And hopefully Atlus can meet the release date that they've set for themselves in 2016, because I know that all the Persona fans are very, very excited for Persona 5. Number 2 is Horizon Zero Dawn being developed by Guerrilla Games. Guerrilla Games are famous for the Killzone series, and Horizon Zero Dawn is a far cry from what Killzone was. But it's great to see that a AAA developer like Guerrilla is stepping out of their comfort zone and creating something much more different, but something that looks just as good, if not much better. Horizon Zero Dawn has a very unique concept. It's an open world action RPG where you fight these mech-like dinosaurs in a post-apocalyptic world. The game is very interesting, and if Horizon Zero Dawn delivers, it can be one of the standout franchises going forward for PlayStation. While the game does play more like an action game rather than an RPG, the game has definite RPG elements, and those RPG elements are said to be between that of Assassin's Creed and Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. When you kill an enemy, you get to loot their items. You can use different body parts from the mechs and use it against enemies, and you can have various ways of killing enemies, such as setting traps, shooting enemies with arrows, utilizing explosives, and melee combat. Silent takedowns are also available. Horizon Zero Dawn is one of the most unique AAA titles in a very long time, and we really hope that Guerrilla Games delivers when the game releases in 2016. And finally, was it really a surprise? It's Uncharted 4: A Thief's End being developed by Naughty Dog. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End is the end to the story of Nathan Drake. It's been a long ride since 2007 with Uncharted, Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, and Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception, but the journey is finally coming to an end with The Thief's End. Uncharted 4 is set 3 years after the events of Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception. Nathan Drake is now retired as a fortune hunter and has settled into a normal life with his wife Elena Fisher. But obviously Uncharted 4 isn't a husband simulator, so his world is turned upside down when his older brother Sam, long believed dead, suddenly appears seeking Drake's help. Together they embark on a global journey in pursuit of a conspiracy behind a long-lost pirate colony and its fabled pirate treasure. Naughty Dog has said that this will be Drake's greatest adventure, and yet it will test his physical limits, his resolve, and ultimately what he's willing to sacrifice to save the ones he loves. We already know that Uncharted 4: A Thief's End will be amazing. It's just a question of how amazing will this game be. You look at Naughty Dog's track record, it's quality game after quality game, and with Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, they have more reason to deliver than ever before. This is their first brand new game on the PlayStation 4. They have a lot of pressure with this being the end of Nathan Drake's story, and Naughty Dog is a development studio that thrives under pressure, and you can expect Uncharted 4: A Thief's End to not only be one of the best games of 2016, but to be one of the best PlayStation titles of all time. So that is going to wrap up our top 10 countdown of the top 10 PlayStation 4 exclusives scheduled to release in 2016. Obviously, more games are going to be announced. Some games might unfortunately get delayed into 2017. But for now, these are 10 games that are scheduled to release in 2016. These are 10 games that are already announced. And this is a list of 10 games that all PlayStation owners probably should pick up. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let us know your requests for future videos in the comments as well. And as always, thank you for watching and goodbye.